Hello everyone, I am Jaideep Singh Chahal. Today's video is going to be really exciting. I have with me my friend Akash's Hilux. This is going to be our next build that we'll document. A lot of exciting stuff going on this vehicle, all the way from Australia. We have a long range fuel tank, we've got the monotube Ironman suspension, a really cool set of wheels and tires. So we are now at Paya 4x4, we are at Saurabh's new place. So this is my first visit here. I've been to his earlier location multiple times. So this is like a big warehouse feel, amazing place. And I'm here to pick the set of Maxxis Razrs for this car. They'll be going back with me to Patiala. So, and there are a lot of other surprises which we'll show you very, very soon. Thank you. So I think this one short video is going to be very, very special. I have been disappointing a lot of you with the kind of prices that are there in the market, because I am a very, very hardcore Bfgoodrich fan, and I believe almost everybody that I've spoken to, I've been recommending them for all possible all-terrain and 4x4 applications. The only issue is that the minute we got Bfgoodrich in India, the prices went up everywhere. So even in India now, the basic retail is pretty high, which is roughly 20-25% above the American retail. Like this one, currently these tires are selling around $320 in the US. This is the new KO3, this is the earlier KO2, so which translates into almost 28-29,000 for this specific size. And in India we get them at around 20-25% extra of that from a reliable seller, I would say. I have heard people paying astronomical prices for Bfgoodrich because they really wanted them and they were not available. But not everybody can manage to get hold of Bfgoodrich, and we cannot get Bfgoodrich in every possible size due to certain limitations. The brand being present here and not wanting to do anything about it. This is a shout out to Michelin India as well. Please, if you are seeing this video, get us Bfgoodrich at some consumer friendly prices so that we can also enjoy the international standards. But the whole idea of this one video is that I wanted to show you the new KO3. This is the much talked about new KO3. So we've got 3 tires, all 3 in the exact same size and specification, same rim size as well. These are 285, 70, 75, this being the latest one. So there are a few basic changes that they have made in the KO3. Certain issues, I would say, or the very common complaints with the Bfgoodrich KO2 was that it is not that great in wet braking and in mud. These two were very, very common complaints. Even though an all-terrain tire this aggressive like Bfgoodrich is at the end of the spectrum when we come to all-terrain tires and aggressive all-terrain tires. So there is a compromise at one spot or the other, and in this case it was wet braking and traction in mud. So if you can bring the camera a little closer, I would like to bring your attention to the change in pattern. So these little lines that we see, these little lines are called sipes. So visibly this would have roughly twice the amount of sipes than the earlier model. So sipes are what help in 2 basic areas. One is grip in the snow, because this actually increases the surface area, and these sipes are very soft. If you see, I can easily stick my finger in these. So these sipes help us to grip in the snow. So these have added snow traction, and if you can look carefully, this line right here, you see it's a long line which then gets connected here and exits here. This again is a long line that exits here. So these are basically water dissipation channels. The earlier model had very short water dissipation channels compared to the newer model. You can see it runs almost half the way around the tire. So this one goes till here, this one goes till here, then the next goes till here, and the next goes till here. So what happens in this case is this forms a channel which helps to throw out water from under the tire. Water does not compress when the tire goes over it. Aquaplaning, we've heard of vehicles slipping while accelerating and under hard braking, of course, it'll just slide away. So this is what helps to throw the water out from under the tire. It forms a long channel, so it will draw out water from here and push it out of the side. This one had a shorter channel here. So this is the biggest step up. The other major difference that you can see is narrower channels. So narrower channels actually, this tire is believed to have lesser road noise, even though it's too new to claim that, but at least that's what the company says. Other than that, they've retained the odd looking lugs in both the tires. They've carried that over from the KO2, and even the edges, this lug, they've really, the shoulder lug, they've made it much stronger, and it runs longer as well. And they've got two different sizes in that. One is wider, one is narrower, if you see. But now the interesting feature is the collar. So the earlier model did not have a cut in the collar. So the collar is what helps you to bite into edges, rocks, and get traction from the edge. So when your tire sinks in, this is what helps you to get traction. So the collar is much stronger now, and these cutouts, they really help, because these will get locked into whatever surface they can get hold of and help to propel the vehicle forward. So this is like a Pro Max version of what we got in the KO2, I would say. Looks pretty much the same, but technically it is a very advanced tire. Solid reviews of long-term usage, they are yet to come, but I'm looking forward to install this in one of my vehicles very soon. So now to the highlight, this tire right here, this is probably the answer to all the complaints and issues which people have been facing about, firstly, non-availability of Bfgoodrich in all possible sizes, all possible rim sizes, and then of course affordability as well, because the kind of money people have been charging for Bfgoodrich is astronomical. For an example, I picked BFG for my Gypsy almost 3.5 years back at just around 7,000 rupees, and now firstly you can't find them. If you can, I've heard people buying them for 20 plus, so that is one thing I really want to stay away from. This tire right here is probably the answer to our issues as far as pricing and availability in all convenient sizes is concerned. This is the Maxxis Razr, pretty new tire. It was developed around 2.5 years back. That was when it hit the market. It has just come to India, and I've installed a fresh set in my Pajero. I will be doing a review of a long-term usage once I complete around 12 to 15,000 kilometers on that and a couple of trips. So this right here is probably the closest we can get to Bfgoodrich with very similar specifications. We'll go through the detail very soon. So if you can focus on the tread, the shoulder with KO2, this is like the lost brother that KO2 had but could never find. So we've got similar looking shoulder lug pattern. The center, they've sort of got a sharper edge to all the lugs, which Maxxis says that helps to cut snow and slush better rather than the rounded ones. Everybody has their own R&D. We are not getting into that. But one interesting feature that we can definitely show is starting from the collar, that is the shoulder, to the center. There is a lot of 3D work going on in this tire as well. So if you can bring the camera a little closer, the sidewall will have these little cuts. So basically what happens, these little notches on the side, even though it might just look like a design feature, they work wonders when you are actually using these in a low traction condition. Also, if you can see the number of sipes and the 3D sipes, especially the ones in the middle, so these have a slanting pattern. It is going to contribute to the huge water channels. So if you can see, the water channels run across the tire. This has been one of the main highlights. So Since the water channels are running across the tire, the empty self-emptying pattern is pretty decent. This tire internationally has amazing reviews in the wet for traction and also for braking. So basically any tire which is able to self-clean or push water out more conveniently is definitely going to have a better braking in the wet. So pricing, these are generally 40% less than what a BFG would cost. Like for an equal size, there's a huge difference where the tire really gets justified. And also the issue with BFG is that I've come across people buying a lot of old stock tires. One thing we need to understand, end of the day, this is rubber. The day it is produced, it has a reverse timer going on, which leads to the expiry date eventually. So tire has to be fresh. Fresh rubber in a lower brand tire, I've repeated this multiple times, fresh rubber in a lower brand tire is definitely better than old branded tires. So there is nothing that beats fresh rubber. Now coming to the specifications, we are going to keep this comparison between these two primarily. The KO3 is too new right now to actually start comparing because I'm sure they've put in a lot of tech in that. On paper, these are all equally matched. Rather, this has a little surprise as well. If you can bring the camera close. Yeah. So if you can bring the camera close, this tire is rated at 1450 kgs. So 1450 kgs is what the rating is. This is the light truck 285 7017. And if you can bring the camera here, yeah. This tire is also rated for 1450 kgs. So a similar load rating on both the tires. And this is what I was talking about. Running these monstrous tires on a 900 kg rated wheel is going to be abusing your wheel more than the vehicle, more than your vehicle is going to do. So these tires need a wheel which is equally rated in load rating as the tire is as well. Your wheel cannot be the weak link. Your alloy has to be an equal rating as well. The other interesting thing that I wanted to show was, yeah, if you can bring the camera here, this, hold on, I'll spin it for you. So this little logo here is sort of a certification that says that this is tri-peak rated. So this means this tire is rated to work in the snow. So we'll find a similar marking. These are all standardized markings all across the world. We'll find that the BFG KO2 and the KO3 as well will come with a tri-peak rated logo. Okay. And now coming to the sidewall. So if you note the tread plies, we've got 3 plus 2 plus 1. And the sidewall is at 3. So sidewall is this area. This is 3 ply. The tread, which is this area, this has 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6 plies. When we come to, let me find out. Yeah, if you can bring the camera here. So when we come to this one, it has 3 plus 2 plus 2. So this has 7 plies on the face or in the tread area and 3 on the side. So basically what we are getting is 1 extra set of ply on the tread area, and I won't say that makes it better than the Maxxis, better than the BFG, but it of course is equally matched. So, and these are available in a ton of different tire sizes, which gives us the liberty to get a good tire which complements the vehicle, does the job, and is easy on the pocket. One thing that I forgot to mention, these will be very fresh, I believe. Yeah. So if you can bring the camera here, this is a 0525. So this tire right here was manufactured in the first week of February 25. So 0525. So that's as new as it gets, It is fresh out of the oven, I would say. So fresh rubber is always better than a fancy branded expired rubber any day. So This I believe might be our solution till we start getting Bfgoodrich at customer friendly, user friendly prices in India. Otherwise, I'll update you once I've done another 10,000 kilometers on my Pajero. Thank you.